This braid on the ground represents how it feels to be living in Manhattan in 2022. I knew it was time to let go, but why can't we? According to a Cornell analysis, more than 336,000 people fled the city to a more affordable place. I went to Dallas and had a high-tech downtown apartment for $2,025, which included valet, luxury pool, walk-in closet, gorgeous shared spaces, state-of-the-art appliances, and a virtual golf simulator all included. I later got an even bigger house to flex my buying power. I slept in all 3 bedrooms at the same time just because I didn't like other people ruining it. However, I returned to New York City due to FOMO, and now I pay nearly $4,000 to live like Club Penguin, wobbling around my small igloo, all clumsy, trying to make it work. But why? I'm from the west side in LA, so I'm no stranger to high cost of living, but every day I ask myself, is it worth it? A bum swung and punched a sign close to my face yesterday, and it left me terrified. But I put on my Chanel loafers, walked all over Manhattan, listened to live jazz, organically met this amazing man who someone stupid just let slip away. Those are the best ones, by the way. And living here is like a fairy tale. But is the restaurant and fashion scene and ability to meet high caliber partners and friends worth my sanity and safety? Is the networking worth it? Why not go back to Texas, where people don't try to punch me, they just try to offer me Whataburger.
Despite radioactive rats running across my feet, crackheads yelling at me, and random hair bundles being on every single street corner for some reason, and it's never my texture, I'm like, no, okay. I still think New York City is worth it in 2022. The difference between New York City and other cities where it's easier is that the people make the city here. The people in the Bronx, people in Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, etc. Maybe not really Staten Island, I'm just kidding. We love you. It's a personal challenge. We all have to kind of have our own oomph to keep the city going. Whereas in Dallas is just there. It's just existing. It's just a plastic bag going through the wind. New York City is like a reusable bag. It's up to you to remember to bring it. The finance bros, the art hoes, the lawyers, the doctors, the baristas, the doormen, every single person is a piece of the puzzle here. Even the most energetic people like myself kind of have this cloud of self-doubt going on right now, almost like I'm not as confident with my abilities as I used to be. And I think it's just because before 2020, we were all used to just pushing, and going hard at everything. The hustle culture was a thing. We all were told we have to work so much to be happy, to get what we want in life. You must be stressed out. You must be excellent all the time and everything. But now it's like none of us want to get back up to that speed, and maybe that's okay.
In New York City, the first thing people ask me is, which school did you go to? In Dallas, they ask me, which church do you go to? Now, I'm not going to say that one city is better than the other, however, in one place, I always felt like I could be myself, express my opinions without getting attacked, and that was always Dallas. Why is that? Well, I've truly never been a career-minded person. People literally recoil in the past, and still now, when I say I'm a YouTuber, or when I said I was a server. You know, it's like they just base your self-worth off of your pedigree, which I understand from their perspective. A lot of people here are the most driven, book-smart people you'll ever meet in your life. But I just don't care about these things. You know, at one point I did, because I was driven by academic validation and gymnastics, figure skating, trumpet at one point. I'm someone who's used to being excellent all the time, but it's such a relief to know that I don't have to be excellent. Now, it doesn't really matter where I live. However, I do like to be around people who can appreciate me for who I am. And I will say that I've had a lot of backlash from really bitter, angry people when I mention, no, I'm not career-minded, and I look forward to being a housewife. They're shocked because, you know, at first glance, you probably wouldn't think this, but I was raised by, you know, Southern Baptist Christian values, and I'm very much split between the culture of New York City and the Southern charm. For now, I think I might stay put in New York City and just find my own middle ground.
One of the reasons why I think living in New York City is still worth it, yes, even in 2022, is because there's a story here. Even with my channel, even in real life, it doesn't matter. There is a story and there is a goal. Today, my goal was to serve a look, and I did that. Tomorrow, it is to cook all of my food and not spend any money. The next day, it is to possibly pick up a new hobby or an activity, something that I've never done before. I just don't feel compelled to do any of these things anywhere else. Some of us just need the obstacles to just do better, because otherwise, You're a bit lazy. Are you a subscriber? Caught in the act. You see what I mean? You bump into people all the time who are just happy, and look, all my subscribers are cute, by the way. Every single one of you are cute. I have never met like an ugly subscriber. That's probably mean, whatever, but it's true.
Hello everybody, this is Kelly Stamps. I'm currently going through my morning routine in my $3,495 studio. Those $5 count, okay? And I make the most of my $34.95. Every day is a sleigh. Every day's a movie to me. Like, there's no other way to live. I have to be dramatic. Not just because I'm, a creative person and I'm just, I have this zest for life. It's that it's the only way that I can live, which is when I knew I can only live in New York City or Los Angeles. I am a voyeur. Whoa, that's weird. Not a voyeur. What's the word? An observer. Yeah, let's pretend I didn't say that. Might cut that out. I'm an observer. I like to listen and watch the conversations. As Conan Gray said, I want to feel all the love and emotion. To the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling. Some days I'll be falling, but without caution. But for now, I'm only people watching. I love people watching. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I mean, I oftentimes am. I don't want that though. Neither do I want to be the most fashionable. Boston served me well, because I got to provide looks for days, okay? But to me, why does that matter? It reminds me of like the Air Force. I was the cutest person in every room. Yeah, the attention was nice, but where's the competition? Where's the inspiration? Where is the drama? I am forced to interact with people who have different points of view, different opinions, different ways of life, different outfits. That's what makes a world city versus just a city. Okay, I'm done ranting about why I love New York. I just wanted to show you, this is what I'm working with. It is very small. Like, I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I do my routine, I cut my bangs, I put my little hair roller in it. I just make the same thing every single day. Lentil soup, branzino, and rice. That's it. Some days I switch it up and it becomes salmon. And then I have my air fryer, which Cole sent me. Remember that video? I feel like no one watched, but I did a video where Cole sponsored me on my last day in Texas. And they sent me this KitchenAid air fryer oven thing. It's amazing. It's not like an air fryer, it's an air fryer convection oven, because I don't wanna like heat up the whole place using the oven. And besides, it's just big and bulky and I'm eating for one. I will never make a turkey. I've said this before. I cannot bake a chicken or a turkey for my life. I just had this amazing interaction with the man on the street and I think we're in love. Different story, another time. No, I'm not telling that one. I'm not gonna jinx it. But I was like, yeah, I love cooking, which is true. But what I mean cooking as in like that one little piece of fish, that branzino or the salmon. I have a feeling that he thinks I'm gonna be like this domesticated queen whipping up pies and stuff. So now I have to go on Google and learn how to cook to go back that up. Besides, it's a good skill. Anyway, I'm not fisting a bird. It's disgusting. I could never bake a turkey. I don't want to touch raw meat. It's gross. Fish for me, I'm like, aw, it's cute, like, where am I going with this? Anyway, I like cooking. I compromised for good lighting. Plus, coming from out of state, I actually didn't have many options because when I was here, I spent about $3 grand total on hotels, flights, going back and forth. It was horrible. This story is detailed in a Bloomberg article, by the way. They came here, they photographed me. It was really nice and fun. Sidebar, that's why it's important to be in New York City, at least for me. I have a lot of press opportunities that come my way. I keep getting invited to events. I get flown out places. It's amazing. That's just what happens when you're in a world city again. I oftentimes do think, we're gonna go to the bathroom. I have to go cut my bangs. All right, so I just came in here and cut my bangs off camera because this requires focus. You see this? Stiff wear. Anyway, now that that's done, I want to finish this video by saying something that I want you to think about. In addition to, networking, like I said, publications reach out to me, actors have reached out to me, musicians have, because they want to know about social media, the, magazines and whatnot want to know about the costs of being an influencer, all that jazz. That's great, But something that's more important than all these things is this. My fear in life, my only fear that still is there, always. I think this is actually a good fear to have, or a good stress point. My fear is being in the same place that I was the year prior. I have changed rapidly every single year in the best way. Okay, gotten smarter, hair is getting shinier, okay, teeth whiter, vision's getting worse, whatever. It is what it is. I've put myself out there to network with amazing people. I have to force myself to actually be social because, again, I've said this before, but I feel like it's not clear, maybe because I'm very entertaining and outgoing. I have very introverted tendencies. I will literally stay in my apartment, or I'll go out and about, but I will just go months without seeing people because I just don't want to deal with anyone. But I thought that was because I just, don't like to socialize. That is true. It's more that I didn't find the right people to socialize with. And thanks to YouTube, I have had the opportunity to have people who I really like reach out to me, and vice versa, I reach out to them. And I just met someone the other day, and she's like a fashion line, and I found her via TikTok because her videos were like very much what I always post about online, about life being short, doing the right thing, having personal accountability and all that. We hit it off instantly. Like, we would be BFFs if we lived in the same city. We might one day, you never know. And all my current friends that I have are people that just inspire me to do better. By living in my previous location, and I'm not referring to like the suburb where I was, I just mean in that headspace of settling, everyone around me also settled. Like, this guy openly told me, someone who I used to hang out with in Dallas, said that I don't really like my wife, but she's pretty and it just works. And I would never settle for anything, even for a romantic partner. Like, I was spoiled. I had it all. They ended up moving, but even then, I did not do long distance. I did not even consider the thought of getting back together. Because if someone's not right for you, And I cannot lie to myself. I cannot live with that. It's the same thing with living in a small town as a person with a big personality. I did not belong there. It's a great investment property, great choice, but I did not belong in a small town with people who are small-minded. You need to be growing, and you're not growing if you are surrounding yourself with friends who are closed-minded or, not willing to change, or you're with a partner who just believes that this is the only way to do things and, screw you if you don't agree. It's just not good. So that's something that I want you to take away. Will New York City cure your life problems? Not necessarily, but you will meet people who will inspire you and change you. Just the stories here. Every single day is literally like a movie here. And I meet people off the street. Just going to the bodega guy is so fun here. Going to the same cafe every single day. The servers pretty much know my life story now. We all follow each other on social media. There's this old man. Hey, if you're watching, he's not, but I don't think he has a laptop, but I see him every single day. He's always telling me like funny jokes. I can't repeat his jokes here because we don't live in, 2003 days where you can actually say jokes that are funny and offensive, but he's just hilarious. And I'm like, are you a comedian, or were you a comedian one day? He's like, no. But I just love these interactions with people. It feels good to actually take ownership of my own fear and say, you know what, I actually am scared right now. I am worried that the algorithm, which it has been doing, just stop promoting me as much. I am worried about what's next. But the thing is, as a smart person who's innovative, I already have the next plan. I will always have a plan B, plan C, plan D. And I'm excited for what's next. So if you want to take the leap to move to New York, you should.